And a species of earthworm is spreading throughout the state and destroying plant life in the process. Really? We needed this too? News 12 Connecticut's Mark Sudol hears from an entomologist about these very active creepy crawlers.
Plants here in the state are under attack by what scientists are calling a worm on steroids. It's primarily been found along the coast in Guilford and Clinton, but also now in Fairfield County.
Extremely energetic worms.
State officials say more Asian jumping worms have been reported since the end of last summer.
It's a disaster.
Entomologist Gail Ridge with the Agriculture Experiment Station in New Haven says the worms can destabilize the soil and make it harder for some plants to grow. They also can accumulate toxic metals like mercury and lead, which are then eaten by birds and other animals. Ridge says you'll know when you see one.
Jumping worms behave like snakes. The collar, which is behind the head with jumping worms, circles the entire body and is a creamy white color, and it's flat.
Ridge says the worms were first introduced deliberately to feed Australian platypuses at the Bronx Zoo in the 1940s. She says they spread after Hurricane Sandy.
About 15,000 trees in the New York area particularly were brought down by the hurricane and processed and mulched. And these huge mountains of mulch were then shipped out to the surrounding areas.
And the worms like to make cocoons in the mulch. They can also raise carbon monoxide emissions by 50%. And experts say there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do to get rid of these things either. There's no pesticides, but they recommend that you wash the roots of the plants before you put them in the ground, and also be careful of mulch or potting soil that you buy. In New Haven, Mark Sudol, News 12 Connecticut.
Look out, Mark. Ridge says that if you find the worms on your property, pick them up and put them in soapy water. That brings us to